This morning I'm going to shoot a Ken Hackathorn drill that he calls the test. Before I talk about the test, I want to talk about the target that he uses. It's kind of a very useful target for in a lot of different formats, but basically it's the NRA 25-yard bullseye target, and this is actually just the repair center for it, and it's called the B8. So if you want to order them, if you buy them in bulk, you can buy them pretty cheap, but just type in Google, NRA B8 Repair Center, and you'll find this target. What this target is the 9 and 10 ring here are black, and that circle's about 5.5 inches in diameter, and then the 8 and 7 rings are white. You can use it for a variety of different things, but Ken Hackathorn uses it in what he calls the test, and it's very simple. It's a very simple test to administer. Anywhere you can safely shoot a pistol, you can probably run the test pretty easily. It's designed to be shot on this target. With a pistol, it is 10 rounds, 10 yards, 10 seconds. So it's pretty simple to administer, but it's fairly challenging. And the point about the test is you really get the most meaning from it if you shoot it cold, meaning you haven't warmed up first, and also you haven't shot in several days. So for example, this morning I'm going to shoot this. I haven't shot a pistol in several days, so I haven't shot recently, and also I'm cold this morning. I've not fired a round yet. So this is where the test really has some meaning. It's a good test because it's going to place a little bit of time constraint on you to shoot accurately. Your marksmanship fundamentals have to be nailed down to do well on this test. Also, your technique is going to have to help you run the gun and run your fundamentals and deliver your fundamentals consistently. Now, the way Hackathorn runs this is at 10 yards, the shooter would start with the pistol in a low ready position. On the signal, they would raise the gun and fire 10 rounds in 10 seconds. To pass the test, you have to you add up the points, and you have to get at least 90 or better to pass the test. I like to make it just a little bit more challenging. I put the gun in my holster, and then I cover it with a cover garment, so I have to draw from concealment. So my test incorporates both the draw and the draw from concealment to start the test. The reason I like to do this is it just gives me a good measure over time, like a baseline of my skill set. Not on my best day, not when I'm warmed up, but day in, day out, during the day, during the night, rain or shine, whether it's a Friday or a Saturday or a Tuesday, in the morning, in the evening. I'm not warmed up, I'm cold. This is what I can expect. This is the kind of skill set that I carry around with me. So it gives me a measure from that, and I can tell how well I'm doing. Now, it's not necessarily that challenging. If you're an advanced shooter or even an intermediate shooter, it's not that challenging. If this gets too easy, you can add things like, start with the gun in the holster, start from concealment, do it strong hand only, do it weak hand only. A lot of different things you can do to make it a little bit more challenging if you need to. Now in this case, I'm going to shoot this with one of my 45s, and it doesn't hold 10 rounds, so there's just a slight modification there for the reduced round count. I'm going to shoot 9 rounds in 9 seconds and try to get 81 points or higher. So that's a 90% score, 81 points or higher in less than 9 seconds from the holster. So let's see how I do. All right, here we go, the test. All right, the time was 6:66. Let's go see how I did. All right, I've got 6 in the 10 ring, so that's 60 points, and I got 3 9s, that's 27. That's 87 points out of 90. So that's better. I needed 81 or higher to pass, so that'd be a passing score. And my time was a little fast. I don't want to blaze this thing. I can shoot this in 5 or 6 seconds, but then my control is going to suffer, my accuracy will suffer. I don't want to dawdle because there is a time constraint, but it's not that much of a time constraint. So I've got to shoot well, but I've also got to shoot somewhat fast. I probably shot that a little faster than I intended to. I was probably wanting to do about 8 or 8.5 seconds, and I did 6.66. So you notice my draw was really slow, 2.73 on the draw, because I was just taking time to make sure that first shot went in the center, and then my follow-up shots, that's where I picked up speed, unintentionally. My first shot was 273, and then my splits were 57, 56, 49, 47, 43, 49, 41, and 51. So I shot about half-second splits there. Could have shot a little bit slower than that and still made it okay. So I'm pleased with the time. That was a really good time. Accuracy is pretty good. So 87 points out of 90 on the test this morning. Haven't shot in several days, so that's kind of a representation of what kind of skill I carry around with me day to day on the street, without any warm-up, without any recent muscle memory of shooting the gun. This is what kind of skills I can expect on demand.